Hi guys, welcome to another Pro Dota Commentary. ScreenguardGuy here. With me is Jack Attack.
G'day, g'day.
Okay, we've got a really cool, really cool commentary coming up. 6.74. This one is Gizmo vs MSi-EvoGT. We're gonna go through the pick ban analysis. It's a bit long, so we'll just start now. Unpausing in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so basically 6.74. There's some introduction of new heroes: Rubik, Wisp, and Thrall in for the captain's mode, and actually all three feature in here. Two of them get banned, one of them get picked. So we're going to go through first MSi-EvoGT. They ban, that's a handful, I'm just going to call them Evo. Evo, they start off with a Lycanthrope ban, which is a pretty common ban. He's, let's say, one of the more broken heroes, especially in the pub scene. Broodmother, a very strong pusher, and Lanaya, also a really good late game pusher.
So two very common bans and one slightly uncommon with Lanaya. But no, people do say it's a lot more common in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, especially in
these people have obviously been watching too many of the Giggles, wasn't it?
Yeah, Giggles games. Singaporean. But actually, Lanaya is very powerful, very popular in the Filipino games. Also, Rubik ban. I think he's starting to see. People are starting to realize he's actually. It's not just his ultimate that's a great skill. His Fade Ball is fantastic. His telekinesis is good, and that null void thing, his aura is actually quite. It does contribute to the game. Bat Rider.
It's nice. It's not team fight changing completely, I think, but it's nice.
Yeah, it's good to have that tankiness. So you wouldn't get it first, but it does scale very well, 20%. I mean, so there's no point in the game where you say, I do not want 20% magic resistance. Invoker also goes down, very versatile hero. Bat Rider also, you can shut them down. He's a very strong ganker, especially in the early game.
Bat Rider's a bit more of a strange pick, though. I mean, well, strange ban. It was constant banned when he first came out, but then he sort of hasn't been for a while, and now he seems to be making it back into there.
I think it's... Oh, well, that's the thing. I haven't seen him actually play a game, but he's always banned in the most recent games that I see. I'm thinking that people, they're starting to realize, you know, he is making a great comeback. He can shut down an entire line early game. He doesn't need that much farm, like Blink Dagger and Boots, and he can really kill. He does a lot of DPS early on, especially when you don't have that magic resistance. Windrunner, usually picked for the Shackle Shot, very strong. Power Shot also is a great anti-push. Great AoE. Windrunner, obviously to run away. So she's got an inbuilt escape mechanism. She's very common first pick, first ban material. Most likely seen in a ganking lineup.
Well, she's just that versatile. She's seen in any lineup. If you want to go late game, you can get Windrunner. If you want to push early, you can get Windrunner. Yep. If you want to if you want to play a ganking style, you can get Windrunner. If you want to do a level 1 Roche, you can get Windrunner. I mean,
yeah, that's true. But I've always seen her more as a ganking kind of hero, because you know that Shackle Shot on 2, she can really help with the team fights. Okay, and Gizmo, they come up with two they take a long time, but they pick the two quite within each other, is that Thrall and Earthshaker, which actually might be a good combo. You're looking at
yeah.
Well, I mean, he's a very recent introduction, Thrall, so I'm not really sure. I don't know about you. I'm not really sure how he fits into the metagame, how he's going to work as a team player. Within a pub game, he's incredibly strong. First skill does, like, what, 325 damage over 3 bolts.
Well, with the first two heroes, what they've picked up are two great gankers, and two people that when it comes time to team fight can throw an Echo Slam and then a huge AoE damage silence, while Earthshaker keeps them chain stunned in there. Two heroes, you've got a team fight.
Yep, and of course, Thrall's ulti relies on the heroes being in position and in that same AoE that he casts it. So having them stun, maybe continuous, not necessarily continuously, but in position, can really do a lot of damage.
The field is the raising time to get those walls up. You can hit them with an Earthshaker Fissure. That's much easier to get them in there.
So I think in terms of team fight, do have quite a bit of potential on Gizmo side. But I'm thinking about initiation. The Thrall. He's a reasonably tanky hero. He does quite a bit of damage, so at least we'll get to see what whether or not he's a good pick. Well, that's really up to the play. Queen of Pain, a very large AoE damage dealer, a great initiator. Also seen quite a bit of play in the Southeast Asian scene. She's not so much,
very common hero.
Not so much amongst the Europeans anymore. The problem is that she's of course made of paper, and there's no point where you really want to spend money on tanky items for the Queen of Pain. She really is built for her damage, her burst. You want her to get Aghanim's, you want to get Hex, you want to get Shiva's Guard, and of course the great Southeast Asian Lincoln Sphere for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. If they get it in this lineup,
please, no, not again.
I'm looking at Thrall, I'm looking at Earthshaker, so you're blocking like, oh, you block that,
Actually, in this game, it might work.
It's not bad, but yeah, so survivability, you really want to get more offensive items. She doesn't really get a Vanguard, she doesn't get a Heart. Queen of Pain is, she has an escape mechanism, you do want her to deal a lot of damage. Rasta. Oh, what needs to be said about Rasta? 2 disables, a Hex and a Shackles. He's got his incredibly pushing wards. Not much I think I can say about him. He's also very common. He's considered to be the stronger version of Lion, which I don't feel is really true. But
he's more the pushing version of Lion, and Lion's the ganking version of Rasta.
Yeah. I think they're both fantastic heroes. I remember the first time I ever played Lion, I was like, this guy is broken, and I just like had like a win streak until they nerfed him a little bit, and then I just couldn't get used to it. Okay, Furion ban. He's a very strong pusher. So it looks like MSi-EvoGT, they're very afraid of pushers. They've banned the Chun is still in the pick, but it's still in the mix, but they've banned the Brewmother, they've banned the Furion. Traditionally very, very strong pushers. So either they want to go for a pushing lineup themselves and they don't want any anti-push, or they're looking for, say, a more late game play. Puck also banned, and he's a great teamfight fighter. He's, I think, correctly assessing that Gizmo already has a very strong teamfight lineup.
That Puck.
I'm sorry?
I mean, if they didn't ban the Puck, then you've got the Dream Coil to set up the Echo Slam and the whole Thrall Silence. It's just too much teamfight. They've already got the Ether Shock.
Yep.
If they give them the Puck, there's just no heroes that they can pick up that will redeem their team fight.
He's looking very, very carefully, Captain for MSi-EvoGT, Evo. He's looking very carefully, seeing they've got a lot of team fight potential. They're actually doing a lot of, they'll be able to get us in position, better ban the Puck. And I don't think Evo really could use a Puck themselves. You're looking at Shackshot. Wisp, also a very recently introduced hero, so it's quite weird. I think quite a bit weird that they got that pick. Chun picked up for Evo. And
I do really quite like those two bans by the Sentinel with the CM and the Wisp. They would both be great supports for MSi-Evo's team. They all,
But I think Chun is quite a good support. He is a natural. Oh my God, what's? I can't believe I just forgot it. Mechanism. Yes, that's right. Thank you for saving me. He's a natural mechanism holder. He does quite a bit of damage, and his creeps give him that innate tankiness. He doesn't really need to spend so many items on stuff like Vanguard. He can send them home. He's actually a very strong support as well. And if you got that DK to tank, you're looking at a very standard, very strong lineup.
That's true. Taking down that DK is going to be difficult when you've got the mech and the Hand of God coming down to save him with the armor and the regen. And it's going to be very, very tank.
And very likely that, especially with this Earthshaker, especially with the Thrall, we're going to be looking at some 4-staff. Windrunner's definitely going to get a 4-staff.
Sentinel's taking right up until the last second to pick the Darkseer.
They're probably thinking about a strategy. They're trying to predict what Evo's going to pick as the last pick, and I know what it is because I've seen it. But looking at it, I don't think it is the right pick.
Well, Vacuum's always great.
No, not the Darkseer. I mean Evo's last pick, because Evo is also taking a while, and I don't think what they picked is actually the correct. I don't want to ruin it for the people.
Actually, I know what the last pick is.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we could spend the time talking about it because I think it's a genius pick.
Okay.
I
don't see it as necessary. I think they should have gotten another support hero, something maybe with a bit of push.
Before we torment the viewers any further, we are of course talking about Silencer.
Yes. He's not seen at all. That's the thing. Okay, within Dota 1, he used to be a very strong hero. People would pick him just for his orb skill, nothing else. It's before he got Curse of Silence, not his global silence. It's just that pure damage, 75% of your intelligence. Very, very strong. Then he fell out of favor, and people just stopped picking him. He stopped coming out in the pro scene. I'm not so sure why.
Well, he's not being picked for the damage in this case. What he's being picked for is the last word. Now, all of a sudden, if he gets... I wouldn't expect him to... He might actually max that out by 7, just because it stops the Earthshaker's chain stuns. It stops Darkseer being able to surge away anybody. You can't Ether Shock and Shackle. You can't cast your wards down and Shackle. Even Thrall has his problem against it. Now you can either do your ulti or Lightning Strike.
But
really what Sentinel has to do is try and deal with that. I reckon it's a genius pick.
I'd agree if you could get him tanky, which I don't think your lineup allows for it, because how are you going to lane it? Okay, Chen goes in the jungle, right?
Yeah.
Is he going to go middle? Is he actually going to go mid against maybe a thrall, or maybe against the Rasta? And Faceless Void, another uncommon pick as the response to Silencer, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But I really don't think the Silencer, he's not going to get tanky. I really don't think it just doesn't look like it's going to work. But note that since I've said it, ScreenguardGuy has said it, it's probably going to work. He's probably going to carry the game like 1,000 to 1. Okay, so watching...
I don't think he's going to carry. I think he's going to be a great support. And really what I think you've got to do with him is just dance around that very edge of the limit of your aura. It's, I think, 900 AoE
I think it's
from him.
750.
That last
word. 750.
Oh, I see.
I don't see it, but... okay, maybe not. So we'll be seeing what he maxes. We'll be seeing how he plays it, but... Okay, it looks like maybe a bit of a engage between those two wolf riders at the bottom. Oh, they just miss each other completely. If it actually came down to it, I think just because of that Rasta's disable would have a bit of a better time. So
I'm wondering why the Scourge is being quite so aggressive. They have managed to isolate the Thrall over here, but the rest of the team is coming.
There shouldn't be a kill. It should be just fine. They don't really have the DPS, but they're going to go for it anyway. Test of Fate. Oh, wow. Easy drawn, first blood, Rasta. So, yeah, that's why I said everyone's going to be fine, but obviously I was wrong.
And they've de-warded as well.
That's got to hurt.
They've obviously spotted Sentinel's ward drop during the fight and automatically straight away de-warded it. And called for the save.
Okay, we got Faceless Void going mid against DK. Who do you think would have the better time?
Oh, definitely DK. Quite apart from the double damage he's got, he's also got the AoE nuke to spam that fire breath.
Yeah.
Sure, you might backtrack it, but overall it's going to cost you health. Get him free creep kills. They've already got 2 couriers in base for the bottle crow. Oh, sorry, one's on the way down. It's already a bird with a tango and a salve for the bottom lane after that fight, opening first blood fight.
Just looking at it, I don't know why, but I've got the feeling that... no, actually, no. Yeah, I've got to agree with you completely on this one. DK should have the better time. That Fire Breath, that Dragon's Blood, he should be able to push the creep wave. He should be able to get farm whenever. He should get the runes whenever he wants. Even with the Thrall there, you can't really keep the Thrall there forever. He does need to go and get levels on his own. He's actually a very, very level-dependent hero. And his spells, as I say, work in combination, which Silencer can shut down. So I think I was speaking a bit early when I said Silencer may not be the right pick, but... Actually, maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to see.
With the addition of the Silencer and the Thrall to mid lane to make it a dual lane, it changes the lane composition makes it a lot more different. It's now a lot more even. Top lane, however, Darkseer is going to have a horrible time against Queen of Pain.
Once he gets the Ion Shell up, though, maybe could do something.
Queen of Pain has Blink.
Neutral, so maybe a bit.
And she's got Shadow Strike to...
yeah, keep him away. I just don't feel we should count the Darkseer out just yet, because he's actually one of my... I didn't just start picking him up, but I just started watching games that featured him, and I started seeing him own a bit, so now I would be a bit sad if... Okay, we've got a bit of a dual lane in the mid, dual lane mid. Silencer comes in to just help out, which I think is actually the correct thing. I mean, Silencer, he needs levels, but not so much items, I think.
You know what I don't think is the right decision, though?
What?
The laning Chen down bottom lane. There we go. He's finally going off to get a creep there. But for the longest time, he just sat there with Windrunner. If you look at his creep score, he's still at 0-0. No, sorry, he's got 1 deny now. So he sat in lane for a minute and a half for 1 deny. He's left. Now Windrunner is in deep trouble down the bottom lane. She's tangoing through, trying to get away, but the net's there with Earthshaker.
She should be going down if she survives. Oh.
Yes.
Out of position there. Yep,
that's the problem.
That's the thing. Windrunner should be having actually a good time. I mean, even if it's a dual lane, Earthshaker, he's a melee hero. He's not going to be seeing much action. Windrunner has so much better range over this Rasta. She's got our power shot.
He was off pulling the creeps. which then allowed him to come in around unseen, which is what the Chen should be doing.
Chen should be jumping out. You should be stomping with some centaurs. You should be getting ganks, making Rasta feel very uncomfortable. So I guess maybe a bit of a mistake. Maybe, who knows?
In the mid lane, there's Faceless Void has picked up his Ring of Health 3.5 minutes in, so he can now lane a lot more effectively. It's almost as good as the Dragon's Blood.
I think he should be going for Battle Fury, actually. I don't think if he's going to go for Vanguard, I'm going to be not surprised, but I'm going to be a bit upset, because I don't think you need it.
I think with the amount of disables and position holding spells that Sentinel have, the Battle Fury will probably be worth it, because he can cleave onto multiple heroes.
Also, it's just, I don't foresee this Faceless Void as having trouble with survivability. He's not going to be jumping into team fights really anytime soon, and he's got that backtrack, he's got that time walk. Just as I say it, of course, a go is man of him, but he does time walk out of there just fine. It's essentially a free blink that isn't affected by damage, so...
I was just going to actually mention his mana conservation. He was at 260 out of 260 mana just a short while before. Silencer has picked up Curse, so he's been doing a great job in actually missing that Curse, or Silencer electing to try and spend it more on the Thrall, who is, by the way, almost completely out of mana, going down to check bottom rune.
Should be getting a bottle to be really effective. We've got a bit of engage, and he goes down, Test of Fate. I know what I say, Test of Fate.
Right about top lane, Queen of Pain sitting at 24 and 12, Darkseer struggling at 5 and 0 creep kills, also being kept right back out of experience level.
The Curse of the Silent, I think it didn't get a recent buff. It's been buffed quite a while ago, but many people, I think, underestimate the damage output you can get from that. That's about 400 damage over the course of 8 seconds and minus 200 mana. And I think it's quite spammable. I can't exactly remember the cooldown. I think it's something like 15 seconds or something?
It is relatively spammable. You'll generally get about 6 casts without any mana regen at all. With a parity in there, you'll generally get around 8. The problem is, it all depends on who you're laning against. It's great if they do not have low cooldown spells, or if those spells are highly mana intensive. It's not quite the best against Thrall, because the range on that lightning bolt of his is so long, he just gets cursed, and then he casts. And he's going to do that anyway. You're not really inconveniencing him too much. Not so with the Faceless Void. He has only one spell, that's the Time Walk. You cast it on him, he's not automatically going to want to jump in on you or to escape away from the creeps, and he's got no way to regen that mana. I just don't understand why we're prioritizing the way they are.
Yeah, possibly. I got to agree. I think maybe a bit of a mistake, but a bit of a go is going on in Silencer. He's getting Fisher. He is... Okay, Vacuum is just going to finish him off. And now DK is looking in a bit of trouble. I'm not sure how many levels he's got on that Dragon's Blood. Only 1, he's going down. Ion Shell doing a great deal of damage. And we were talking about why Curse of the Silent not going on.
And if you'll notice that,
yeah?
the Scourge have just bought wards, because it's gone 6 minutes, and all of a sudden 4 people appeared in middle lane and killed them both.
Yeah, 6 minutes is the magic time, supposedly. The rune spawns. Wards, their initial wards will run out, and of course it turns to night, so limiting vision. Actually, this DK is not having a bad farm, considering he's a melee hero. He's almost on his way to 7 minutes power trade. He's already got his bottle up. Queen of Pain also likewise got bottled, Null Talisman. Wonder what she's gonna go for. I'm very, very, very curious. If she goes for Lincoln Sphere, I think we'll know something is up. Like maybe it's a bet that all Southeast Asian players have. Fire Blast. Oh, we've got to go in the middle. Very strong. They should get out just fine. I think that was a bit wasted. And actually,
they might be turning around on the Thrall here. Queen of Pain
Silence on the
in. She's at level 7, got level 4. Oh, there throws the old, and the Scream of Pain brings him down.
That last word is incredible. Didn't even use a single glaive, so yeah, I guess they're not picking him for the damage. They really are picking him for his last word ability.
You don't want to take the chance of stealing that kill.
Yeah. Queen of... Queen of Pain hasn't really been doing much. I really am very curious to see what she's going to get. Magic Wand. I expect her to have a bit better farm, actually. DK's already got his first ultimate. Of course, skilled his first ultimate. It's very good at pushing down towers because that poison damage does work against towers. It's better than the second form. Usually you don't get the second form, even though it is 100% splash. We've got wards going on. That is a very strong counter push. Scourge really wanted that tower, but not going to get it. Not with those wards up. They're going to get denied.
Yeah, so they're going to be able to deny that tower, but I think that'll actually free up Scourge's lanes a lot more. Without that mid tower there, Silence can actually roam a lot more, or even the DK. He can, instead of bottle crowing, go to the runes himself and gank those side lanes. With that stun and fire breath, he's actually not a bad ganker.
I'm also very interested to see how this Silencer, what items he's going to get. As I was telling Jack before, I never actually played Silencer myself. I think I've...
Oh, in the bottom lane... Oh, Chen survives with 40 HP.
And Thrall's
he might be killed by that. He gets kinetic fielded in. The Mud Golem's hitting him. He was down to 5 HP there. In the meantime, Disruptor down the bottom.
Oh my...
does go down to the last hit to the
Silencer. But notice no intelligence stolen because he was out of range. I think Silencer should be okay.
I think he will go down, but that's definitely worth it.
Yes. I'd say so. You do want that Silencer. You do want... Disruptor. You do want him shut down. He does need a lot of levels in order to be truly effective. And he can be such a strong hero, especially in combination with the Earthshaker. But if you can shut him down, you can get rid of those levels until your last word is up a little bit. At the moment, it's like level 2. In that case, you're only looking at like maybe a 1 second delay, if I'm not mistaken. You want it to be at level 4, where it's a 3 second delay between all spells, as in the unit is silenced for 3 seconds until you can cast another spell. So you do want your last word up before you have a truly leveled Disruptor.
Oh, in the mid lane, we do have Faceless Void going down to the DK. He's just dove around there, hit him with the ranged stun with his dragon form, fire breast him, and just not enough backtracks, I guess. Has managed to take Faceless Void down. That's a big blow to Sentinel.
And looking at top, we're looking at...
I don't believe it. Top lane, Queen of Pain might be... Oh, she will survive. Darkseer finally tried to get some sort of lane presence with the Rasta coming up top. He's still sitting at 16 creep kills. 1.6 creeps per minute, as opposed to Queen of Pain, 56, 5.6 creep kills.
Looking at the bottom, we have a bit of a fight over this tower, but should be just fine. Everyone retreats. That Silencer, yeah. It looks like it's going to go down without a fight. You do not want this. I think at the moment, I'd say the Scourge is winning just because of towers, as well as kills, obviously. So,
I think Scourge is definitely winning at the moment. I'm actually interested with the Windrunner. She's picked up a Ring of Health, so she might not be going for that mech. Oh, of course not, because the Chen will be
getting it. What I think the Ring of Health, I don't see her getting a Vanguard. I don't think it would be a good investment.
Sphere.
If it's a Lincoln Sphere, it's not bad. Does it block the shackle? I think it does.
Yeah, it does. Or Hex as well. It's
actually it's a decent item.
Pickup.
I wouldn't get it though for a Windrunner. I'd get a Force Staff, but whatever. I'm not a professional player. I feel like they insult me when they get items that I can't predict. Huh?
A pipe would be much better.
I'm sorry?
Against this lineup.
Yep. You do, especially once you start pushing, and you should be with that Chin, but I don't see him. Where's his creeps? Where's his army? He's skilled.
Well, he's level 3 persuasion just now, so he can only pick up 2 at the moment.
But where are they?
Time to 1.
Is he not picking them up, or they all die? Oh no, there he is. He goes picking up Troll Warlords.
Hey,
and it's a bit of a push at the... Oh, not really a push. More like they're just hovering around there. Earthshaker looking for a Fisher Bite. To catch that Queen of Pain, 6 second blink, really... Not broken, she does need it, because as I said, she is quite made of paper. She's a glass cannon, but...
Well, I think that 6 seconds actually means that you can use it offensively, whereas if it's much longer than that, it makes it so much more difficult to use it like that.
Like
you really need to hold it in reserve as an escape.
That's true, but I don't think... at the moment, she's not really going so offensive. She's farming. What is she getting? She hasn't made any aggression. I mean, power treads up.
Confrontation here. In just a
Chun
moment.
just coming in.
Silencer is invis. They don't know he's there.
Oh, mid. We've got Ether Shot going off onto Thrall field and a Chronosphere to finish off that Silencer. Time up there. And that is the power of a Chronosphere. It's effectively, it can be a 5-man stun, and it lasts, I think, 5 seconds, which is very, very powerful. I mean, a Hand of Midas on the Void, so he is going for a very late game build. This might be a mistake. I would go for pure DPS, maybe Battle Fury if you really want that farm. Hand of Midas, Hand of Midas costs 1900 gold. It gives you 30 attack speed, and every 100 seconds, for those who don't know, you can eat a creep, effectively, and it'll give you 190 gold and an additional EXP, more than what you would normally get. So every 100 seconds, you're looking at about 16 minutes before you get that 1900 gold back. And let's say he got it about the 12-minute mark, so we're looking at 28 minutes before you get some 1900 gold investment. Which is, it's not a bad test of faith. You should be able to time walk out there just fine. No, he's going to TP. I think that is a mistake. I think he could have time walked and then, he's went down.
No, time walk I believe is 160 minor, is it not? He was sitting at 148.
I should check the mana on this. Okay, that's my bad. Okay, Darkseer going to go for...
I could be off with the mana cost.
No, I believe it is, about what? I think it's 160, if I'm not. We'll check that later.
Anyway.
Okay, gonna go for Urn on this Silencer. We're gonna go for Vanguard on the Darkseer, which is very common. He does need that survivability. You want him to throw up his spells. And he's... Yeah, I mean, you don't want him using haste on himself. He really... He's a very, very strong support in that sense. Smoke. I always get those two confused. Smoke on the Thrall. Mana Boots already up on the Earthshaker, and he's getting a bit more farm. I think it's a very balanced farm. I think it's the correct thing to do.
You know how DK has replied to the Faceless Void's Hand of Midas?
Wow, we're going to go for double late game. Actually, no, the Faceless Void is... He really is one of the better late game heroes, especially anybody who's ever played a pub game will tell you. You can actually just pick Faceless Void, have your entire team feed, and still come out a bit ahead.
He's very late game. DK's close, though. It really is close. If the levels of gold are similar, it will be...
DK, well, the thing is, even if you have that Chronosphere, can a Faceless Void take down a DK? A DK is very, very tanky. Unless he's low health when he hits that Chronosphere, Faceless Void can just whack at him all day and really nothing could happen. If you've got a Heart, if you've got a Satanic on him, and, you know, Silencer, he's going to keep stealing your intel. I'd say it could be... It could be...
Will he be going actually onto the DK?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Take out the supports, because you've got to kill that Silencer for the rest of your team to be effective.
Exactly. So, but the thing is, DK, I mean, himself, he can also take down heroes quite quickly. He can also remove the supports on the Sentinel side, especially on the Sentinel side. So we're looking at a very even thing, but yeah, I'd say Faceless Void should still be better.
Picked up her pipe.
Faceless Void should still have the advantage. We're looking at mech parts on the Chun.
We've got them coming in.
Smoke gank in the middle.
The net.
Ooh, trapped in there.
Pops the pipe. Hand of God as well. It might probably be enough to save it. There's the lightning.
Very strong.
Will go down.
And a Chronosphere just to clean everything up. Or not. Permabash. No, she's going down.
Oh, I bet your Queen of Pain was annoyed about that bash. 30% attack speed from that Hand of Midas comes in handy.
Oh, we're looking at him go on the Silencer. I think he should be dead. We've got a hasted Darkseer vacuum him in. Can they? Oh, no, he's trapped inside that field. The question is... No, there's no question. He's just going to go down. And you're really feeding this... Okay, they're really, really feeding the Faceless Void, which is something they cannot afford to do. I actually think the Faceless Void does have the advantage over DK. Regardless of DK's frost and of his ability to tank. Okay, we got a bottom. Okay, no, he should be just... He's going to go chasing tower dive. No, wisely, I think, backing off. Or maybe not so wisely. I'll let the viewers decide. What was I saying about Faceless Void?
Just Hand of Midas, the last remaining centaur from Chen.
That is... Oh, that's the thing I wanted to say. Is Hand of Midas is actually a very good... I think... Okay, no, time walking should be just fine to Faceless Void. Hand of Midas is a very, very... it's not a good counter because, you know, every 100 seconds you're not really going to wait for it. And it's not like everybody on your team's going to get Hand of Midas. It's not a good counter, but it is a very useful item if you happen to catch it. Shackle Shot on that Faceless Void. Scream. Poison. he's going to time walk. He's going to immediate teleportation. A very long teleportation, but he manages to make it out just fine.
TP out just in time.
And they're actually turning it around, but at the moment no one's died.
Queen of Pain, one hit away from it, though.
Earthshaker's going to go down.
Straight too far, does get shackled up and killed.
Loses 2 int, that means he died to the silencer. And how much intelligence does that silencer got? 45, which is not bad. So if we're taking 75%, he's going to be dealing about 30 30 pure damage. Either shot goes off, Hex. And we've got no follow-up, no wards, but a Chronosphere 4-1. And that DK is going down, which is something that you do need. You want that DK to be spending 45 seconds in the fountain. His cooldown for his Endomite going to waste a bit, slowing down his the gold on that. At the moment, 18 minutes. If you haven't got your okay, we've got Ultimate Orb, so Queen of Pain likely going for Hex, I'm gonna say. Which is a wise choice. You want to shut down. I mean, it's never a bad thing. 19 minutes might be a bit late to get the Urn of Shadows, but sorry, what was I saying? Yeah,
that's going to deny the mid tower. It's sitting at 98 HP. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Sansa is obviously thinking like I am.
Yeah, and they never think. They think the exact opposite of what I do somehow. So I think in that sense, that's almost as good. Phase Boots, very ganking build on the Windrunner. Enough said. Okay, we have Urns finished. Yeah, Urn of Shadows. Why did I second guess myself? Urn of Shadows up. 19 minutes, not bad. There's no point where you say it's a bad item to get. It's actually Lothar's Edge, so he is going to be making more engages. In that case, that's not really a late game item. But we'll see how it goes. So, Wall of Replica, skilled on the Darkseer. They're starting to realize, well, might have a bit of a pushing problem coming out later. I think Rasta should provide adequate counter push with that Ether shot.
I agree. I think that you're right in that MSi, they are the ones with the onus upon them to push. They need to start.
Yep.
This game is now on a clock for them, is basically what I'm trying to say. The later it goes, the harder it's going to be. They need to start trying to get some sort of push on. They need to buy the items which are giving them advantage right now.
Yep.
Which I think is partly the reasoning behind that Lothar's Edge on the DK.
Okay, check out the items on Queen of Pain. And so the thing is that Faceless Void, once he does get fat, he can take down everybody. He is really very, very strong. And he provides adequate anti-push, especially once you have... I mean, you're trying to push up on the high ground. You one Chronosphere, he can take out like 2 of your supports. How are you going to push like that? You can buy back True, but it does take a while to teleport in, unless you want to buy Boots of Travel. So he really is a very, very strong hero. He's very, very good late game. I'd say slightly better than the DK, but debatable. It depends how they play. And yes,
in the mid, we see Queen of Pain.
Yep.
Oh, she's going to be chain stunned. Oh, huge misplay. It was the silence that got his global silence. That's why she wasn't chain stunned. He's just saved her life from across the map.
Very, very strong. Wait, I was watching the Faceless Void and the DK, their little engagement.
Okay, it was mid lane.
Mid lane?
We've got the Queen of Pain there. Rasta comes up, hexes her, casts down his wards, puts down his shackle. She's now shackled up right next to the wards, being attacked by them. Earthshaker hits with a fissure. He walks up to, and when he goes to enchant Totem, silences, Queen of Pain blinks out.
See, why was I watching? I was just watching some stun on the Faceless Void or something, and he didn't even die, so I feel a bit of a mistake by me. But yeah, Queen of Pain is going to go for Lincoln Sphere. Usually can tell by that Perseverance Ultimate, which we were saying it's a much more decent build here than it is in we saw in previous games.
This game is a different example. I still don't like the item, but I agree with picking it up here. It's the other game we raged so much about it was because there was just no point in getting it here. Oh, mid lane.
Disruptor goes down. Earthshaker is forced to run back. Rasta might be in a bit of trouble. Wall of Illusion is dropped, but yeah, should be sufficient to push everybody back. But okay, no, should be just fine.
No, not the Dark. I don't know. Not. He's gonna surge. He's got 60 HP.
He dies to poison.
And there's the poison gets him.
Okay, the Sentinel are really in a lot of trouble. 3 heroes dead. Okay, 2 heroes dead, and there is a massive push coming their way. Urn is up Urn is going to be up soon. He's going to have another charge. So we're
Earn
looking
is
at,
on the silence.
yeah, sorry. Earn on the silencer he's gonna be healing everybody up. He's healing that Queen of Pain. Looks like that Earthshaker. He's very, very low on health. He's
I think they're going to get the mid tower regardless.
Yeah.
Depends on how many heroes they're going to lose.
Rasta goes down to a Lothar's Edge DK, who comes in. He does massive damage, bringing down that Disruptor. This game is, I don't want to say over, but that DK is very, very strong. But once again, do not count out a Faceless Void. He can bring it back. I'd say Faceless Void,
you're going to need to bring it back very, very soon. That melee Rex is going to go down.
I say Faceless Void. If you want to go back from Mega Creeps,
team fights.
If you want to go back from Mega Creeps, Faceless Void is a requirement, I'd say. And he's going to come in. He's going to be whacking that. He doesn't have the attack speed. No Mask of Madness. No damage. Oh, he's got the Battle Fury go. Oh, he didn't manage to even take down a single hero, and he goes down straight away. Not tanky enough. Backtrack. Not doing the job. And Range Rex goes down as well. And a complete victory for the Scourge. But I don't want to count out the Sentinel just yet.
It all sort of started from the Darkseer dropping that wall there, and the Queen of Pain and Windrunner had already preemptively popped their pipe. And they were both just sort of sitting there going back and forth, wondering, well, what should we do? And then Windrunner got that shackle onto the Darkseer, and they sort of had to engage. They didn't particularly want to. By that stage, everyone just kept trailing in, and the numbers in the team fight kept changing. It came to a great advantage for the Scourge.
Yeah. And effectively, it's Earthshaker. He wasn't doing his job. He's probably one of the best anti-push, and he was not effective in that. Wall of Illusions, not effective, not dropped in time, dropped in the wrong location.
Oh, meanwhile, of course, the Scourge are taking Roche, of course.
Yeah. We've got a Medallion of Courage. I think this is the correct thing to do. Roche, and then immediately go push bottom lane.
Hey, you know who picked up that Medallion? Silencer.
Yeah. That's not a bad item. I would. It's not the item I'd go for with Silencer, but it's not a bad item. Mech's up on a very poor Chen. I'm sorry?
I was just going to say that Silencer is just very, very adaptable in his item builds. Anything from Mules to Necrobook to Medallion,
Oh, by the way, we have a Necrobook on the Alaria, the Windrunner, Necrobook 2. Wait, she had that last fight, I'm pretty sure, though. I saw it. I wasn't sure who had it, I just know that somebody had it. Okay, even with the Battle Fury, unless you're going to go for another 40 more minutes, I don't see Dark Terror as being able to make a comeback. Faceless Void, we'll see. That Chronosphere can still be game-breaking, can still be changing, but as we saw last time, he does not have the DPS to make use of it. Sure, you've got a 5-second stun, but it's a 5-second stun where only you can be doing the fighting. Nobody else can help you out. So, he's going to have to TP back soon.
Well, I think that's the
he's
thing.
going to be going for the tower.
That Chronosphere when it's not just you attacking. You've got to have your other teammates. DK's just gone straight through up onto the Earthshaker.
Oh, Shackle Shot on 2. This is
two-hero Shackle Shot.
We need one big Chronosphere, and he's silenced. No, nothing going on. He has to run back to the tower. And another tower going down. Possibly right. No, he's going to go Chronosphere. And he's going to be hitting that silence. He recognizes that silence and he goes down. A very big game-changing and a very good Wall of Illusions. That's what you need. Test of Fate.
And they've done all of this perfectly vacuum into Earthshaker's ult, and there's still 3 Sentinel heroes dead to only 1 Scourge. They've done everything perfectly and been team wiped.
Is DK even
DK might die to his own illusion.
He doesn't even care.
Oh no, it's got the Aegis.
Oh, wow. I think recognizing he needed to bring that tower down, that is a huge DPS. Chun should be.
That's the game. They've left the game.
Yeah. That's it. Actually, that wasn't as entertaining as I thought it would be, but the silencer really did pay off. We saw Lincoln Sphere. Yeah, she just got it. She's gonna go for Agonize next. Not that it really matters. So that silencer did really do quite a good job. More his skills rather than any items that he particularly bought. Maybe we can. I'm hoping we can see him more later on in the future. We got Hyperstone already up. Assault Cuirass would have been the next item. Yeah, didn't even get Dagger. If you're looking at it, the gold difference is also very, very huge. I mean, just a Thrall, all he has is Magic Wand.
Kind of cute.
Didn't get the farm.
The 12 to 27 kill score. Sentinel just, well...
There's a bit of farming going on.
They outpicked because they were kind of outpicked with the Silencer, in my opinion, but they were also outplayed, in my opinion. Not
as entertaining a game. I mean, 12:32 in 27 minutes. Okay, quite good. But I don't know. Not really. Not so much ganks. Very much team fight orientated, which I really thought the Sentinel had the advantage, but it looks like I guess I was wrong on this point.
They had the advantage, but they just got severely outlaned. The
Yeah.
Dark Tier was outlaned top. Windrunner did very well in bottom lane. Chen was reasonably effective, but kept up in levels at least. And you're always going to have a certain level of reliability with a Chen just because so much comes from the creeps.
Also, yeah. Also,
So
the
had more gold, more experience, and could last through the better team fight.
Yep. Also, if you'll notice, there was never a single time the Silencer used his orb effect, his 75% pure damage. And yeah, the Faceless Void just not a natural team fighter. He's the ultimate rock star. Got to go in, take one down. I'm just gonna look at the creep stats. 94, 160 on the DK, the best farmer of the game. And if you're looking at it, 94 is really the best for the Sentinel. Is actually very, very bad. It's not reflective of how much farm a Faceless Void does need. He does need the attack speed, so you're looking at Yasha or maybe a Butterfly or Mask of Madness on him. He really should. He needs to be that rock star. He needs to come in, deal a lot of damage. He needs to be able to solo heroes. He needs to be able to take them down very, very fast. 5 seconds. It's a great amount of time where you suspend everybody. But if you cannot follow up, cannot do that follow up damage, it's useless. You're effectively just putting a pause button on the team fight and just standing there. So, any final thoughts?
No, not at the moment. I'm just looking forward to the next cast. We're going to be doing another one later on tonight.
Yeah.
So should have a couple of new replays up for you guys to watch over the next few days.
Also, we've got a bit of another series that we're going to be developing soon, all about items, item choices, item builds, and certain items. We're going to be doing a highlight of a certain item. We're going to be explaining to you how it works, our own experiences with them. So look forward to that. It'll be much shorter than this, maybe about 8-10 minutes. Who knows?
After you've seen that first one, you may even want to suggest what other items you'd like us to concentrate on over the coming weeks. We're looking to make that into an ongoing thing.
Yep. So anyway, once again, this is ScreenguardGuy, Jack Attack. Anything to say? I'll just say goodbye. Okay. Bye, guys.
See you guys.